Welcome back. It's day 22 of our creative and transformational guide. My name is LaStephanie, and today we're going back over life audits. This is just a place for you to discuss any type of avoidance patterns that you may have. There are 2 pages here where you can write the answers to 2 questions. Do I over-identify in areas and tie my worth to it? Or do I associate it from it? And this is essentially going to give you a quick quick mental processing moment where you can look over the past days that we've audited. Pay attention to how you're answering those questions. If you were able to get through each day of that life audit, then you should have some overall viewpoint of things that you may have never thought of, things that you want to dig further into as a whole. And this is just a place to put that here. It's not anything difficult, okay? It's just a place for you to put your thoughts. And I find that a lot of people are struggling with where do I put my thoughts? You know, I giggle at humans sometimes because it's so funny when I see people struggling with like, oh, I have ADHD. I'm always like unable to stick to a routine. And it's like, okay, if you know this, right? Like this is a known thought, like you're speaking this, which makes it real for you, then to me, the answer is, okay, well, then just write it all down. And when you have the energy, which is usually the first thing in the morning, check as much off of your list as you can. Have your shopping list available and ready every day. When you think about something that's missing out of the house, put it in your notes. Let me go do this. Let me go do this. And if your ADHD is stopping you from writing it into notes, get you a pen and paper to stick on the fridge. You know what I mean? Like, I think as human beings, because technology is expanding faster than it ever has, I feel like we are missing that, like the foundational structure of what it means to get things completed. If the phone is the issue, remove the phone completely. Figure out other ways. Go research and see what other people are doing when they're having these areas of difficulty. Do your research. Talk to your mentor. Speak to somebody in a better position than you that you know that can help you get around your own obstacle. And 100%, it is your obstacle, right? Nobody can truly get you out of it. People can tell you stuff that they've worked on and they've tried. And it's truly for you to say, okay, this piece of that works for me. I take a piece from this and I take a piece from that. Do it for 30 days and see what sticks. See, a lot of times we're saying that, oh, I have ADHD. Okay, now what? Like, that doesn't exempt you from completing your task. It doesn't exempt you from growing up. It doesn't exempt you from anything out of life. So, okay, what's next? Tell me what's next. And I know that this sounds like tough love. And I know that there's someone who's saying, well, it's not that easy because I have other things on top of that. And that's fine. I totally get it. I'm not saying you can't have the diagnosis. But what's the goal? Like, what are we doing? Like, if you were to tell me that in my position, I would have no other choice but to challenge you to think about things you can do to be different, to do something differently. You know, I feel that everything that people can put a label on nowadays, I can literally look back and see all my aunts and uncles with all the exact same traits. And you want to know something I've noticed? They are successful in the way that they felt is their level of success. They're not doing things because everybody else is doing it. They're doing they're literally staying in their lanes. And I talk to my siblings about this because in order for you to understand your future, you have to understand your past. And I try to get them to, see like, okay, well, you say you have this diagnosis. Perfectly fine. But look at Auntie so-and-so. She has the exact same traits. Go talk with her. Go sit with her. Like, literally go learn from her, because if she has the same traits, and she had all my aunts married, successful marriages, okay? All my aunts barely can read. On my dad's side, let me be very clear. Barely can read. And I didn't realize they couldn't read until I got out of college. And I'm in the store with them. And they have the same excuse, essentially, is what I find. Oh, could you tell me what this say? I left my glasses at home. And I knew that was their cover-up, because it was the same across the board. I don't know if they all know they do the same thing, but that's just what I noticed. I'm a patterns person. I can point out a pattern very, very easily. So yeah, I see the pattern. I can see their struggle, but they're always wanting to do something new. Every year is something new that they want to go try, that they want to go do, despite the fact they can't read. They're not allowing themselves to just give up on life. They have literally made their ways into being their level of success. And I think that what I want anybody listening to take from that is that success for you is going to look totally different than what success for me is going to look like. Mind you, I'm successful every 30 days because I set that for myself. Not truly intentional all the time, but I have a thing about myself. I don't want to say it's boredom, but there's a thing in me that loves to research. I research something new almost every hour sometimes. And usually they're just random thoughts. But then there's days where I'm like, I'm going to take this book, I'm going to chop it up. It could be a 2,000 page book. I'm going to chop it up into, the number of pages divided by 30. And I'm going to read those pages every day. Why? Because I can. There's nothing stopping me other than me. And then once you move yourself out of the equation, you start to wonder, like, why does my life suck? Because I've allowed it to suck for so long. I've been complacent. I've been okay. And that's not an issue. I don't want you to look like, oh, I'm a failure. No, that's not true. We all have ebbs and flow, right? When you learn about economy, it's the ups and downs of the market. There's ups and downs everywhere you look, because ups and downs is just part of nature. It's naturally occurring. From the new moon to the full moon, that's an up and a down. From spring all the way to winter, that's an up and down. It's naturally occurring. And I think once you start noticing what comes naturally in nature, and you can learn to apply that same principle to your life in some way, shape, form, or fashion. For what I find, you start to see the ease that comes with being exactly what you want to be, whatever that is. If you want to be a doctor, right? Yeah, you can go head first into the career and be very successful at it. But you may have somebody who's strategically like, okay, I'm going to get there, but I also want to learn every part of the body. I want to be a well-rounded doctor. How long would it take them to accomplish this? Years upon years. But what's stopping them? Themselves, right? So, all in all, the biggest message I want you to give today. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's wrong with my words. The message that I would love to give today is you are your only limit. Even physically. I know we can have physical issues, but I've dated a guy with one arm. And my biggest mistake was me offering to tie his shoes. He looked at me like I was 2 inches tall. Like, girl, I tied my shoes with one hand and tied his shoes with one hand. So, anyways, if you're able-bodied, I encourage you to volunteer in a space where people are dealing with disabilities and watch them overcome some of the craziest obstacles. And I think because I learned that very young and growing up, they would put us in classes with the disabled so that we could learn with them and teach them, probably even babysit for the teacher to have, a moment to just not have so many kids with disabilities by herself, But the partner I had couldn't talk. I want to say she had Parkinson's. Couldn't talk, couldn't walk, in a wheelchair, purple wheelchair. But she had this little tablet, and I would communicate her with the tablet, and best thing ever, And I could say that changed a part of me in how I see things. And I think that probably is why I'm so hard on myself. Because I know that if I'm able-bodied, then there's no true limit than myself. Because I've seen people with disabilities, go against all odds. And yes, it's rare. I understand that. So find your inspiration in life. Go out into nature to watch nature be nature, and find ways to take from that and add to your life. Keep going. We're almost done with our 30 days. And after this 30 days, I have almost figured out exactly where I'm going to be as far as the social media platform. And honestly, I don't even know if I want to tell TikTok. TikTok is for people who want to be famous. Like, you want people to see your face. You want to be known in the streets. I do not want to be known. I actually am okay with the handful of people that do know me. I can only take so much. And I think it would probably irk me in the way that it irks me when people who remember me from high school, Callie, and I'm like, oh, what's up? That's what they used to call me. And they're like, yeah, you remember me? And it's like, dang, how do I tell somebody that I have not thought about high school since I left high school? And so, I try to be nice about it. And it usually works out with, me just, what class did we take together? The funniest ones is like, oh, no, I went to school with your brother and your sister. How would I remember you? But anyways, yeah. Be limitless. Remove all your obstacles and really figure out what it is you need to be doing. Even if you need to put yourself in the mind frame of a child. What is it you do? What can you do for yourself that's going to put you in the place that you need to be in? Can you figure that out for yourself? I'm sure you can. Just take the time. You can take 30 days, you can take 60 days, you can take 90 days. Write it out and circle back. That's it. Write it out, circle back. At the end of the day, if you are asking God to show you, if you're praying for discernment, if you are standing on the foundation of the words of God, the message will come to you. But the next thing to that is, once it does come to you, you have to absolutely do it. There's no waiting. There's no, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Hop on it. Get going. God really wants to see us be the best version He created us to be. Like, He knows our lives. He knows how stubborn we can be. I mean, imagine your teacher standing over you every single day, waiting to micromanage you, but you're too stubborn to ask for help. All right, that's me, La Stephanie, getting up out of here. Thanks for listening. Be blessed.